She does, slides it to the inside, heavy contact, and it flicks it back across to the other side of the road. That's gut back. It's just one of those nose-to-tail, silly traffic incidents. Whole heap of people with nowhere to go.
And meanwhile, Craig Lowndes has got back around Russell Ingall on the last.
And you've got to, first of all, deal with potentially the damage on the tyre. This is Nick Percat and Michael Caruso in the same spot in strife down here as well. That was all. And that's the reason why Dale Wood's in the pit lane. He knows what's about to happen here. Take a little moment to rectify. That's a very big hit. That's a long night, sadly, for Nissan Motorsport to get this.
There's not much you can do there.
So Whincup and Mostert together, and Moffat just a victim. This is turn 10. Wow. Heavy.
Whincup's dive down the inside.
Oh, no!
Kelly and Caruso touching.
Watch your head, mate. Watch your head for rubble and crash.
On there and got hit.
That Jamie Whincup and Taz
Trouble here, sorry.
Reynolds, yes.
They've got a big problem here with Taz Douglas up on the outside, and he was involved in a stoush on the
Kelly. Todd Kelly is the innocent victim in this one. Jamie's done it to himself. They've come on and whack. Now, Jamie couldn't see Todd from there. So although that was a mistake from...
And whatever the contact was, it was pretty significant to do that amount of damage. So he's bumped into Lee Holdsworth, and they've all squeezed into the side of David Wallace. Back end of the grid here, see what happens. He tripped over the Jack Daniels car. So he's tripped over. The reason why Todd Kelly finds himself in the garage, this little glance off the tyre wall. And I have to also add the fact these tyre walls, they've done it when they're not rolling. So turn 2, clipped the curb, picked it up too wide, did exactly what Whincup did, got onto the grass at 3, which ricochets him across the road down at 4 and nudges into the tyre wall.
Side. Now, there's going to be a bump here. Going to be a bump. There's a bump. He gets away with it, then he runs him off the road and it's popped a tyre. That's why he went straight.
On Todd's car, he's got a huge amount of right lock and just won't go where he's pointing it.
And there's the wall right there. They would look like, the two of them would think they're going in the fence.
Guys, so there's the contact. Oh, gee, that was a pretty big hit.
Well done to get that vision, because that was a much bigger hit. Look at
100, and Caruso diving down the inside here of McLaughlin, tags him, spins him.
But it certainly has put paid, and that's actually, sorry, it's the concrete. I thought he made the tyre. He's got the Pertec fence.
Of this race, conditions changing. Look at that. How's that for a flat spot? That's why Nick Percat ended up off the road.
Well, that was...
Got straight into the right rear of car 16, Scott Pye, Wilson Security forward.
And there's really no fault.
Cleanly done, and then on the crisscross, as Jack came out the other side, they checked up, and then contact, Todd touches the right rear corner of Jack's car. Here it is again from the other side now. So Jack's moved to the right to try and cover. Todd doesn't want to have a bar of it.
Also, I deliberately drove into him. Clearly, I didn't know it was a Nissan coming in, and they're in the pit bay right in front of us. So, you know, I had lots of cars. I knew I had to merge after the third car.
And Larko.
This is going to be good. This is going to be good. No, it's not going to be good.
Oh! Rick Kelly off high-speed contact.
He almost made the other side of the road here. You've got to be real careful not to make it out there.
There's the contact.
Yeah, it was Lowndes, I'm sure, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was only turn 8, wasn't it?
Yeah, it looked like it might have been a little bump with Simona. There's a little bit of contact there, I think. We'll try to get some other angles for you. Oh, it's nasty. Now, I don't know whether he was covering her and he didn't...
backwards in the middle of the racetrack.
I think that would have happened had Shane stopped or not. Now, during the break, we saw Simona Di Silvestro parked to the side of the road, and this is why. That car's had some serious dramas. Actually nerfed the barrier there.
Yeah, that didn't look quite right.
Getting caught up. There's Garth with Simona, with Todd, and just a little lazy bump. It wasn't actually very much contact, but wheel-to-wheel contact like that, and straight off goes Tander.
This is what happened to Todd Kelly. So, he's crunched the wall on the run to McPhillamy.
No, I just saw that there's a new style of Oakley that's available now. I'm pretty excited. Looks
In the wall. So this is Rick Kelly's car. David Russell at the helm. Sorry, Murph. But it's on this car, new livery again this weekend. It's gone off down here at turn 1. And the wall. Oh, yes, unfortunately, big time. That's
Todd Kelly covers down the inside, and he's got Mark Winterbottom applying huge pressure to the back of the Nissan on the run down to 1. Oh, he's punched him off the road. He's given him a monstrous hit. What an unbelievable save by Todd Kelly. Race
under investigation at Cam's race control as well. The view from the other side, and while all this was going on,
Macca got
he got tagged by Caruso, and then something else happened a lap.
And then this is separate, big front lock-up, big understeer, no room off the edge of the road, and heavy contact for Rick Kelly.
So that's tyre bundle there is just eating low, but then it didn't quite translate when they got down to the braking area, and trouble in the left-hander at 4. Big trouble. What a mess. Down at the hairpin at the United left-hander, it's a full-blown traffic jam.
Well, Craig Bear
with David Russell, as the replay shows us what's happened in the final corner for a top 10 result up there at Mount Panorama, and she just touched. And this is the replay from the other angle, and it's damaged the front of the Nissan, and as it's rotated, it's ripped the rear wing off it as well. So that'll be parked in the garage now for a long period of time. In fact, play of what's happened. Okay, so
it's another car.
In actual fact, Alex Davison's just the innocent bystander in this. So it turned out to be car number 30. Bathurst winner, legend Nick Johnson. Big weekend coming for him. Mark Winterbottom's gone straight ahead at turn 1, and he's nearly been, in fact, he has been nailed by Todd Kelly. Only he went through the runoff area again and was short-cutting. So he's been shown the bad sportsmanship flag. So there's the reason for the additional damage. He has hung on to it in the Bottle racing.
Oh, there's going to be a drama here. There's going to be a drama here. There's a lot of cars off the road. They're all off the road from the first.
I wonder if that was a precursor to both those cars going off.
Oh, there's contact. Okay, this is the reason why there's... Yeah, that's awkward. That'll be an uncomfortable bit of discussion there. So that's broken the right front suspension on car number 28 for Jack LeBrock, and very lucky it didn't turn Caruso around into an awkward angle on the fence. It could have taken Todd.
Resulting locked brake. Here's the trouble. Alex Buncombe with Chris Pither down at 9, and then backs into the Nissan, which has done boot and rear wing damage to the Volvo. Oh, big contact with the wall. So that's...
used a lot of curb there, didn't he?
He did at turn 7, and then as we've seen many people over this past weekend, it's very easy to lock the inside front. That's pretty heavy contact with those.
From onboard Dean Cando.
Exactly.
Same thing, exactly.
Almost exactly the same. And then when it turned around to the tyre. So on board now with Russell Ingall, comes off turn 3, uses the curb, and straight away, almost exactly the same as Steve, but it rotated further, which
going to Mark Winterbottom. Awesome stuff. James Courtney, third fastest. This is Moffat.
James had actually rubbed the wall on the exit of 12. By the time you see that shot there, he's well and truly out of...
high-speed part of the racetrack. Their peak values down there about 225k, so he's actually made contact. That's the reason it's parked up. In fact, that's big contact. That's worse than Chris Pither's. So another broken steering arm.
That's what happens when you're the pioneer. When you're doing it, he's in. That's a massive crash there for Tander. He's spun. That's Rick Kelly involved. Tim Blanchard, Moffat, they're all involved. Have a look at this. This will be red flag. That is a massive crash.
Red flag.
That is frightening. Merged again. They're back on top of each other. And here's the understanding of what went on between Rick Kelly and Cam Waters. So Rick clobbers that inside curb. He might...
So gets it locked up, dirty side of the road, cold tyres, and cannon straight into the side of Rick Kelly. I'd be surprised if that doesn't trigger a penalty. Here it is from on board.